Two of the best guards in the league going at it today, Grant. Is there a bit of bragging rights on the line?
You know, maybe not for the players themselves, B.A., but the fans will absolutely use this game as evidence when they argue why their guy is the best.
And the starting lineup for Miami. Jaime Jaquez out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Powell. Then there's Tyler Hero. And it's MP in at the 1. Now here's Giddey. Turned in an outstanding game against Detroit. Jaquez, the pass to MP. The 3. And again, it's Miami from deep.
You see the foundation of a real long-range threat. Now MP just has to keep developing those skills.
Vucevic, a screen on Hero. Pass to Buzelis. Here's Giddey. Chicago passing it around. Okoro, no good. Miami's gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Hero, the pass to Bird. Back to Hero. Adebayo, a screen on White. Back to Jaquez. Shot clock at 5. Here's MP. And it's Miami with another.
They've been the more poised team tonight, and the score reflects that.
And it's because they're not playing in a rush. They're just letting their shots come naturally within the flow of the offense.
All right, guys, we're lucky to have Shams Charania joining us now. Our 2K insider calling in with a story. What do you got, Shams?
Thanks. Well, it took a while this summer, but the Bulls were finally able to get an extension done with their bright young point guard, Josh Giddey. In a buyer's market, they could afford to bargain for a team-friendly deal. And after some overreaches in the past, their disciplined approach stands out.
A good strategy. Thank you, Shams. Chicago has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Okoro passes to White. Giddey's got space. And once again, off the mark by Chicago.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to start the game with 4 straight misses. Oh, look, that's about as rough as it gets. It'll get going soon.
And here's MP from outside. And the three-pointer goes. MP's got 8 points.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And for an idea of how the league is shaping up right now, take a look at these latest power rankings. You look at Detroit, they slipped a bit. Still in the top 10, though.
You know, for Miami, they've had a cold stretch and are desperately looking to end their losing streak. You can bet tensions are high in that locker room.
Now here's White, coming in off 12 points in his last outing. Pass to Buzelis. Chicago needs to get off a shot here from deep. Giddey. And it's Bird with a rebound. And here's Miami. They picked up 11 straight. And finished off by Adebayo.
Building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
Now here's White. He's been an offensive weapon for them, scoring around 17.5 points a game. That one goes. Now he's 1 for 2.
Attacking the heart of that defense. What I like about White, he can finish with either hand.
Bird passes to Hero. And here's Jaquez. And here's MP. Against Minnesota, he was really on his game. And there's Hero. That's good. On the assist from Powell. Hero's got his second basket.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
Pass to Buzelis. Okoro outside. Here's Vucevic. That one no good. Oh, great D that time from Adebayo. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Timberwolves was outstanding. He dropped 48 points, and he made a significant contribution from beyond the arc, as usual. It was a performance that will stick with the fans for a long time. Let's see what he has in store for us in this one.
Great report there, Allie. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
And I'll be interested to see if the opposition looks to double him, because this should open up opportunities for his teammates to get going.
And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Ware's checked in for Miami. Mitchell comes in for MP. And here's Mitchell. He'll bring it up for Miami. They want to keep... Chicago going with a whole new group out there. Miami also changing it up. Andrew Wiggins checked in for Adebayo. Powell comes in for Jaquez. And MP subbed in for Hero. MP scanning the floor. Takes the three. Oh, MP buries the triple.
He's the last guy you want to leave alone on the perimeter.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Setting the floor for the Heat. Norman Powell out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then there's Khalil Ware. Then it's MP. And it's Mitchell in at the shooting guard position. Powell, it's good.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Here's DeSumo. He's another guy who had a great performance in that win against Detroit. 6 to shoot. Outside Carter puts up a three. And it's MP with a rebound. Heat leading by 16. Pass to Wiggins. MP against Carter. For three, Powell tips it up. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Ware's got his second bucket of the night.
Real smooth, guys. Great job with the tip in.
Those are the kind of plays on the offensive glass that can tell you a lot about a player. Now here's Carter, still without a bucket. And he's headed to the line for two. He gets the whistle there.
And even from where we're sitting, you could clearly tell it was a foul.
All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for the Heat?
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
You know, another thing that has impressed me has been their numbers of points in the paint, just dominating down there. They're just getting whatever shot they want in close.
First one falls for him. And players these days with great ball handling, but occasionally getting away with a carry at times.
Oh, you know, B.A., the old discontinued dribble. I mean, this might be where tracking cameras could start to help, because that's such a tough call for an official to assess in the moment.
Looking at who's out there now for Chicago. Who's Ellis is checked in for Williams. Okoro comes in for Herter. And it's Josh Giddey in for Carter.
And it's a luxury to have a great shooter like him at the line. Very rarely see him miss.
Pass to Bird. Three-pointer. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
His shooting has been fantastic, and this team has leaned on him.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. Here's Buzelis. The three ball. Buries it from three. Buzelis has got his first 3 points of the game.
I think it's great to see that kind of confidence in a young guy like Buzelis.
Pass to Ware. Back to MP. Powell outside. MP outside. Here's Adebayo. Good, and the assist goes to MP. MP's got 3 assists now in this one. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. Here's Collins. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Collins has got 4 points in the quarter.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the three ball.
Standing just under 7 feet, Zach Collins puts that size to work out there.
always looking for his next rebound or just a point-blank bucket. Collins knows that his physicality is what he has to bring to the floor, and he operates mostly in the paint.
Now here's Okoro. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Pistons in Detroit.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Chicago. White comes in for Dosunmu. And Miami with a change here too. Tyler Hero's checked in for Norman Powell. And so MP will bring it up for the Miami Heat. Earlier in the game, they led by 19. They'll take on the Pacers at Gainbridge Fieldhouse after this one. They're getting into the back half of a 4-game road trip. Now here's Hero. He had 16 in the win against Minnesota. Gets the 3-ball to go.
Oh, 5 threes this half. The D can't contain this guy.
Outside Giddey. Pass to White. Let's go with a 3. The shot's good on the assist by Giddey. White's got 7 points.
Strong response. When you make one on White's team, oh, he's coming right back at you now.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, the Bulls are going younger. Coach Billy Donovan said we don't want to be just stuck in the middle. There's no question about that, but it's always about the integrity of competition. The building out part is identifying guys that are going to help us move forward. PA?
Taking the long view. All right, Allie, thanks for the report.
Ooh, they've been on fire from deep this quarter. Their percentage has been rising and rising.
White, the pass to Giddey. From deep. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got his 4th rebound in this one. It's Wiggins on the wing. Stolen by Giddey. To the inside. Here's Okoro. And he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Now here's Hero. Give him 8 points now. And it's Bird missing. Bulls trail by 15. Outside White. The 3 is up. Sinks it from distance. White's got 6 in the quarter.
Shutout from beyond the arc in the first quarter. He's now got 2 for the game.
To the middle. Here's Adebayo. Good. And the assist goes to MP.
The moment Bam gets the ball close in, he's really hard to stop.
Here's White. Excellent D there from Hero.
Uncharacteristic, but that's a bucket he'll convert 90% of the time.
Back to MP. Fires from deep. Hits a 3-pointer. MP's got 23 points.
Woo! He's been red hot from 3-point range. How long will he keep it up?
Here's Giddey. The kick out to White. 4-3. And it's White again missing. And so it's the Miami Heat leading by 17 at the end of the period. Up big because of their 3-point shooting. Just going to town from downtown tonight. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Hey, you look at MP in this game, he's been everywhere.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shots within the flow of the offense.
Giddey is the 1 with White by his side at the 2. Buzelis out there with Nikola Vucevic. And it's Okoro in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Heat leading by 15. MP outside. Hero on the wing. Powell outside. Outside Jaquez. Bird passes to Hero. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Three-pointer. And MP with a basket on the assist by Hero. Bird's got 26.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Adebayo. So a moment now to see the story for MP. And Chicago has possession. They trail by 18. Picked by Vucevic. White can't hit.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
On the wing, MP. Inside, Adebayo. Good, and the assist goes to MP. MP's got 5 assists tonight.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. Buzelis has got 6.
And he doesn't waste any time at all. Buzelis got the ball and just attacked right away.
When you talk about Nikola Vucevic, a big man who continues to get it done at a high level, Richard.
Yeah, he is showing no signs of slowing down. Vooch scores, rebound, passes, and shoots it well from pretty much everywhere. I'd like to see him contend for a championship at some point in time in his career.
White for 3. And it's Miami with a rebound. MP with it. Guarded now by Okoro. Outside Jaquez. Miami moving it around. MP finds Hero. Back to MP. To the paint. Adebayo passes to MP. Just 2 to shoot. They get it back. Buries it down low. He's got 10.
Okay, so they've looked energized and focused starting this half, coming out of the break, making 4 out of their first 5.
Stolen by MP. Pass to Adebayo. On the wing, MP. Giddey defends. Back to MP. There's the triple. Rebound by the Bulls. Buzelis has got 4 rebounds now. Chicago's gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Here's Giddey. The 3 from Okoro. The 3 is up. That shot off the mark.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Jaquez, the pass to MP. Now Adebayo. Back to MP. Pass to Powell from outside the arc. It's not going to go for him. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. Looking ahead, they've got the Mavericks coming to town for their next one. That'll be the second of a 2-game stretch at home.
A microwave scorer. That's what makes White so lethal. This man, he just shoots.
Bird passes to Jaquez. Now Hero. Pass to Adebayo. Here's Jaquez. Good, and the assist goes to Adebayo. Jaquez has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
And it's Giddey missing. And it's Miami's ball. They're on a 13-5 run. MP, the pass to Adebayo. It's good. Adebayo's got 10 points.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over. Dosunmu, he's checked in for Giddey. And let's take a look at the leaderboard and see which players were the top shooters from three-point land this past month. MP, number 1. And, of course, Tyler Hero.
Their consistency from range is unbelievable. It's what every team in the league is looking for these days.
Pass to White. Powell pulls it in.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
And here's MP. From behind the arc. Good! Another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Dosunmu outside. Here's White. Banked it in off the glass. He's got 14.
With those short, quick dribbles, White can make anyone look absolutely foolish.
Pass to Powell. And here's MP from outside. And the Heat, another 3.
This quarter has been all his. I suggest they keep the ball in his hands.
Chicago has gone just 1 of 5 from three-point range here in the third quarter. White, good.
Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
And we've got 1:18 left in the third quarter. Bird passes to Powell. Back to MP. Down low. Here's Adebayo. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 12 points for Bam Adebayo.
That guy is perfect from the field, making major contributions to this lead.
Dosunmu, the pass to White. Good. And he's hit 8 of 14 now. A solid offensive performance.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Pass to Adebayo. Miami moving it around. Back to MP. Just 5 to shoot. Connects again from distance.
He's been on the money from deep.
Definitely. Looking to shoot as much as possible. And the foul called on MP. That's his first foul. Chicago making some changes. Collins, he's checked in for Nikola Vucevic. Williams comes in for Buzelis. And Herter's subbed in for Okoro. So Miami going with an almost entire new group here. Ware's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Jaquez. Fontecchio's checked in for Norm Powell. And Mitchell subbed in for Tyler Hero. Fires the 3. And the basket by Dosunmu. Dosunmu's got 6.
Nice ball movement there. That's how you break down the defense.
It's Wiggins on the wing. Bird passes to Fontecchio. The 3. Another one falls. Amazing.
Yeah, another extraordinary effort from him. Now, we've come to expect this as of late.
Yeah, he's now tied for 5th most 40-point games over a single season, setting expectations extremely high. And 3 quarters of play in the books. This one's all but over already. It's the Heat opening up a huge gap. We've got more in store for you right after this. And meanwhile, Eric Spoelstra rallying the troops.
I like the activity, guys. Active hands, active feet. They do not like it when we take it off the glass.
And obviously, the approach Eric Spoelstra wants to see is that aggressive defensive approach and going after the offensive boards.
Yeah, and that persistence really pays off. When these guys are determined, that's when they are at their best.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Setting the floor for the Heat. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Simone Fontecchio. Then there's Mitchell. Then there's Khalil Ware. And it's MP in at the point guard position. Dosunmu, the pass to Williams. Back to Dosunmu. Well, a lot of eyes focused on NBA officiating, but where their eyes are focused is also a topic.
Yeah, the league's able to track officials' position on the court and even tell where they're looking. And you cross-check that with the results and train them where to be and where to keep watching.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line. And for the Heat, they're shooting very well. 66% for the game and looking really strong. Mitchell, the pass to Bird. Back to Mitchell. A deep three. And MP good for three. MP's got 44.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Collins with a screen on MP. Giddey passes to Collins. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Miami?
The name of the game in the modern NBA is making threes, spacing the court, and that's exactly what they are doing tonight.
Well, in addition, I love their passing. I mean, they're buying into that team concept. That's hard to get out of your young guys.
The first one falls. Oh, Richard, over the last few years, we're seeing the NBA experiment with the format for the All-Star game.
I'm a classic East versus West guy, but the players have to be more competitive. I think that is the best version of the All-Star game we've ever seen.
Vucevic, he's checked in for Chicago. And both free throws good for Collins. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for Miami. Wiggins outside. From deep, MP drills it from deep. MP's got 47 points.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
Here's Giddey. Shots blocked. Wiggins against Collins. Pass to Fontecchio. MP outside. Now Wiggins. Back to MP. Just 5 on the clock. Takes a 3. And got it. Another basket.
And this guy is just a historically great scorer.
And he stands alone with the 5th most career 50-point performances. Vucevic's shot is off.
Oh, gritty defense. Protecting the rim at all costs against a guy who has all sorts of ways to finish.
Chicago shooting an average of 43% from the floor. From deep, Giddey sends it home from three-point land.
Didn't get a 3 in the first half, but now he's on the board with his first triple of the game.
Pass to Ware. Fontecchio outside. Now here's MP. Lets it go from deep. And again for 3. Ooh, you can tell he's feeling it right now.
B.A., he's on fire.
Inside, here's Giddey. No stopping him there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity at a three-point play. That's on Khalil Ware. A 6'8" point guard, Josh Giddey's length gives him a massive advantage, Grant.
Oh, it does, B.A. He's too big for opposing ones to guard.
Find the lane.
It's tough putting a wing
One
on
shot.
him, and Giddey just makes you change your defensive game plan.
Looking at who's out there now for Chicago. Who's Ellis is checked in for Collins. Okoro comes in for Herter, and it's White in for Dosunmu. And one thing that's fun to watch, when Josh Giddey grabs a defensive rebound and goes coast to coast, RJ.
Yeah, that's when he is at his best. Ball is in his hand. Out in space, playing with speed.
Where? That's good.
No settling for an outside shot there. They went right to the hoop.
The Bulls have gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. And the foul called on MP. That'll be a second foul of the game. And the Heat making a change here. Larson's checked in. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Vucevic, the pass to Giddey. Take less money to join a contender.
It is not hard, and contenders typically count on that because once you've made the money, if you've made it that far in your career, if there's one thing left that you want to accomplish, that's win a ring.
Miami making a switch here. MP's checked in. Here's the 3. Connects again from distance. Man, he's really launching them from outside the arc.
Man, so locked in, feeling confident in his three-point shot tonight.
And it's Giddey missing. For Miami, they've gotten 7 of their first 10 shots to go during this fourth quarter. Pass to Larson. Back to MP. Now Ware, covered by Vucevic. Shot clock at 6. And here's MP from outside. Chicago with a rebound. Here's White to the inside. Giddey, he got a piece of it. On the wing, MP, covered by Vucevic. Here's Wiggins. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
2 loud points from Wiggins. Andrew, he is getting up.
1:44 left in the game. Pass to Buzelis. To the middle. Vucevic's shot is off. Miami dominating the game.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Heat.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And looking at their record after this victory, this will be their 37th of the year.
But they've got 2 more chances to get some revenge. The matchup doesn't favor them, but against a conference opponent, they're gonna battle hard.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for MP.
And his playmaking is what stood out to me, effortlessly creating for his teammates.
4 on the clock. And out of bounds, the Heat will take it.
Horrible mistake right there. You hate to see unforced turnovers like that.
And the Heat with some changes. Jovic comes in for Andrew Wiggins. And Mitchell subbed in for Fontecchio.
Kick it out.
43 seconds left in the final quarter. And it's Bird missing. Oh, and a fast break for Chicago. Here's Buzelis. It's hauled in by the Heat. Now MP. Pass to Ware. MP outside. Here's Jovic. 6 on the shot clock. And here's MP from outside. Buzelis grabs the board. Here's Giddey, covered by MP. So it's the Heat winning this one easily. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.